let's get started. So a couple of things that you need to do after you cut out your body piece. Now I have a black one and a white one because as I'm making a panda. So after you cut out your body piece, then you need to cut out your smaller pieces. And I have traced some of them, and because they're so tiny, the ones that I traced for the ear and the nose have disappeared. So my other option besides tracing them and cutting them out is to take my original pattern. After you take a photo of it, which is I did with mine, I actually photocopied this one, and then take your paper scissors and you can cut up these pieces here, but always start with the biggest one. Okay, I'm going to trim this a little bit better after I get it out of the main piece. All right, so I'm not going to cut right on the line. I'm going to cut pretty close to it. If you notice, when you're when you're doing curves, you hold the scissors steady and you turn the piece in your hand. So my scissors not really moving. I'm holding the piece in my hand. The other thing that you need to notice about this particular piece is that it actually extends inside the ear by about 1/4 of an inch. So make sure when you're drawing your piece that's going to be attached and hang off the outside, any kind of sticky out piece, make sure that you add about 1/4 of an inch inside your black line circle so that you have something to attach it to. If you try to attach it right at the edge, it's going to end up looking too small. So here's my ear. I have already cut out my eye patches, and I have pinned the small one on. If you notice, what I did here is I actually took a piece of Scotch tape. With these little tiny ones, we don't want them to get lost once we've cut them out. So I just took a piece of Scotch tape and attached that to the top. It's not going to stay like that. That's just so I don't lose them, like I lost my earpiece. And then what I want to do is take some of my scraps and see if my piece will actually fit on there. And I'm not looking at the white part, I'm looking at the black part, which is actually my piece. And it looks like I have enough there. It's close, but it looks like I have enough there. Okay, so you don't have to have huge chunks to do these things. I think I'm going to, oh, sorry, gotta get a pin. I'm just going to put one pin in here. And I try to put the pin kind of in the middle because I have to, when you have a small piece like this, you have to shift your fabric around sometimes. Or actually, you have to shift the pin around sometimes to make sure that you're not going to hit it with your scissors. Alrighty? So this would be a job for fabric scissors, or you could use some of the little smaller gray ones. They might actually work better. Make sure the whole thing is on there. And then I'm going to trim right next to my line where I have colored it. Doing the best I can. I want these to be nice and smooth. And again, I'm keeping my scissors in one spot and I'm turning my project. Now, I'm getting close to where this pin is over here. When you have a real tiny one, just move the pin back a little bit without taking it off. If you notice, my finger and my thumb and my tall man are holding it so I can manipulate it and turn. All right. That looks pretty smooth on that side. And then I'm just going to cut this last little bit off. And remember, don't forget to leave that little extra 1/4 of an inch so you can attach it. I'm going to leave my paper on my pattern right now so I don't lose that chunk. And these pieces right here are probably too small to put back in the scrap box. This one and this one are actually big enough, because if somebody needs a little tiny nose or a couple of little eyes, they could still use this. I haven't cut out my nose yet, so I'm going to hold on to that one for the nose. So make sure that you have all of your little pieces cut out. Keep them pinned together or taped together so you don't lose them. You can leave the patterns on if you want to. and then make sure that everything goes back in your bag before you clean up. All this little stuff like this, trash in the trash can, don't leave it on the table.